All right. I'm going to turn it over to you, Iker.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you all that organized this beautiful event. Everything is new for me in this, including the format, and everything you're going to see, it's work in progress, including the PowerPoint. This probably is the most basic presentation you're going to see, and I just completed during the morning here. My name is Iker Arranz, and I'm teaching Basque and Spanish in the Spanish and Portuguese department here. I've been teaching Basque the last 10 years in California, and I'm gonna explain the pilot project we just put together this quarter using AI first and then VR. Yeah. As many of my students, probably you don't know much about the Basque country, so in a very small nutshell. It's 7 provinces. It's between 2 states, a Spanish and French state. We have our own culture, our own language. It's one of the oldest language alive, and it's not related to any other language so far as we know. And total population, it's 3 million people in the Basque country. The extension is similar to LA, and the population too, a little bit, yeah, more or less. And 25-30% of the people speaks in daily basis Basque in the Basque country. Yeah, those are the numbers more or less. And this is what I bring really to the classroom. This is the social linguistic reality I bring to the classroom. So how this started? We got an OpenAI license from Generative AI group and at UCLA. And what I did first is just create a base model for conversation purposes. The goal was to let the students gain agency in their learning process. I'm teaching Spanish too, and we do that, but they also have their own platform. So we send the students over there, they do their exercises, the repetitive part, but we don't have that for Basque. So I wanted for them to gain that agency. Yeah, when we learn languages first time, it's like we put in us things and we start babbling, and that's how it's part of our intention to, yeah. I wanted to emulate to real life environment, something we do when we teach language many times. It's not my Taylor is rich, yeah, 100 times. It's like how you manage yourself in the language you're learning, right? I wanted to avoid the repetitive of any model we have now to learn languages by repeating, but with AI, you know that it's never the same, yeah. You're doing the same thing, but never in the same way. Yeah, so that's a big advantage of AI. And one of the things I wanted to overcome that's related to the list I'm going to show you now. It's practice Basque beyond my Basque courses. Yeah, something that Spanish and other languages can do because they have their own platforms, but we don't. Mostly, I can send homeworks, and most of the time they do it, not always. But trying to give them a good excuse. Apart from teaching a language, it's not just a language, it's less taught languages too. In Spanish in Southern California, you have many references that you can get outside the classroom, and you go to a restaurant, Spanish isn't there, Basque is not. Yeah, so how we overcome that. Big languages, all languages have these resources that we don't, yeah? Our classes are longer because of that too. Instead of 1 hour and 15, I teach for almost 2 hours. Yeah, there is this also conception of misrepresentation that all languages and new technologies might not match. Yeah, and I was having an informal conversation here, and it's like normally it was like Basque must be so difficult. Yeah, it's not. It's just a language. Yeah, and if it was difficult, our kids will learn later, but they don't. Yeah, so it's just a language. Yeah, so there's no really conflict. Yeah, on that. And one of the challenges too, normally our classes are smaller, but the motivation is higher normally. Whoever's taking a Basque course, they go and they're very, very into it. Yeah. What kind of things we did using this license? So first of all, we created this pretty stable model to have just conversations. And AI, it's really good for that. Never gets tired, always wants to participate. It's like, but this was a learning process for me too, because I never did it, and just create a prompt and make it stable and make it useful for the classroom was a challenge by itself. So it was useful to have these conversations, talk about news, real-time news. We could do that. We also play video games in Basque. And that was interesting to practice different grammar notions, giving opinions, having logical reasoning. And AI was there just to co-pilot, already knew the whole video game, but will help when needed. Yeah, so it was a good companion and everything in Basque. So that was pretty cool. And one of the things that I tried and worked pretty well too is playing a graphic novel, the old graphic novel from the 90s in video game, and do it in Basque without having to translate anything. So just feed the walkthrough. That was very easy to find on the internet, very complete walkthroughs of different graphic video games. And with that in the background, let the student be the protagonist of that graphic adventure in Basque, and have some visual support that AI will generate. So they have some motivation to keep going. It wasn't like just learning the drill and, there was a progress. You get places and you see things going on. So that was a good start. So as many of you, I was already working 130% of my time, and I was like, I'm getting bored. So what else can I do? So I said, okay, what if we combine this AI type of resource with immersive environment? Yeah. And the idea was great. It was a bunch of work probably involved, but we started having conversations, and first of all, we learned about this Professor Mills project at Harvard to teach Basque, was based in this platform we're trying to use now, which is Wanda VR, and was already pretty interesting. The project, I think I can switch. Maybe no. Okay. The project is based on 360 videos that they record normal people in Paris living their lives in French, and then they tailor that. They put a kind of narrative of their routines, and the students of this class, the French class, they just check the agenda and check the activities. Everything is in French in 360, so they have a very immersive experience, cultural experience, but what they learn is the language. Yeah, so it's a pretty nice trick to keep the students interested. So my question was, okay, how I can do this for our students to live in Basque? Yeah, not at school is like the boarding style, like the classroom, and you have anything Basque there, but how really can they live in Basque? Yeah, how I can incorporate AI in these immersive environments. And I wanted to do it first in 360 videos, kind of, but there's some technical issues to put an AI avatar in a 360 video yet. Probably will come down the road, but not yet. If anybody is doing that in the room, that will be great news for language teaching, so you know. One of the things that we discovered as we were using Wanda VR's version is that for us to we'll generate very complete assessments of the use, the time, where the students are going. And for us, it's a very different way of learning what they're doing. Yeah, because when you're teaching, you really know what they're writing. Yeah, you get the homework, but this way we see the process. And that's already, okay, that's super interesting. This could be a really good, fun way to improve our teaching. Yeah. And the Wanda VR platform too is we're using the free version so far, but it's very friendly user-friendly kind of platform. Although it's been a process too for me to learn how to operate there. So what I'm gonna show you now, I'm not sure how we're gonna do it. We got our own headset, so anybody is more welcome to use them after the presentation, but the Basque Cities environment, I'm gonna use it this week. So we're discovering the rural Basque Country and the urban Basque Country. Yeah. So one that has these presets, a museum kind, and you build a different topics, different 360 videos. So they just go visit the Basque country in real time or in 360. And the idea is to turn around a little bit how we learn. Like normally in the school, it's like, okay, this is super important. And then once you learn it, then once you go hardware, you'll find it cool. Yeah. And that's not how we learn naturally. It's like something real cool, yeah? We see something real cool in kids and like, yeah, I want to know more about it, yeah? So here, for example, we're going to be visiting a bunker from the Civil War era, which is now is full of graffiti, but the students can see it inside, yeah? And then I can put some questions around that thing and around the events. And it's not the same as, okay, read this thick book about the Civil War versus you're visiting the bunker, and now you have that natural interest, that curiosity. And the second one is a bigger project that's going to come week 9, and I'm going to try to put together the Basque history of LA. The same logic is not very well known, but Basque people were very prominent in the late 19th century, beginning of 20th century in LA. And I'm trying to recreate that and using pictures, and eventually, again, this is a message to anybody in the room that I would like to build a boarding house. Yeah, we have the blueprints, more or less. We know the room distributions of these houses. Build this so not only the students, the Basque community in California, the Basque diaspora could visit this virtually. One of the things that you can do with WonderVR's version is you can also put an AI avatar and interact with AI, and also a multiplayer version where the students can interact among themselves. So how we're gonna...
I can cast, and then do you want to start with cities first, or
Sure, yeah.
history? Okay.
We can do the bunker maybe real quick.
Okay. Let me just.
Do I need to do anything here?
No, I just need to mirror.
Okay.
And we're gonna dim the lights right now.
Okay. This is Jordan, by the way. From Human This Technology, and she's been part of the project too, super helpful.
Okay. Okay. Let me know if you can see what I'm seeing, because I'm in a museum right now.
Yeah.
Just
So, yeah.
You can see others.
It's a little dim all of a sudden.
No.
Oh, there it goes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You can see it on the iPad.
Yeah, we can see it in the big screen too, so it's working.
Oh.
So there's a video, 2D video first, Basque country and all that, more to create the ambient. If you turn to your left, there's a little, like a bunker. Yeah. There's a bunker there with the grass. Yeah. So you click in the image, it should take you to.
Really, I should walk towards it, but I can't.
If you move
Careful.
this thing, you can move forward. I think. It's not working? No. Maybe it's the other one that keeps it moving. Can you click it from there? No.
There it goes. No. I think this is. Oh, is this the bunker?
Yeah. So the bunker also is very spectacular. It's right there in the coastline. But the inside is completely empty, but you walk through it. This is something that we started in March, so I didn't even have time to commission any videos. I've been scrapping the internet to find useful content. The potential is great. If I could commission the videos, I can create the narrative, I can take them whatever I want, but...
How was this captured?
Huh? Yeah.
So this is a movie map, like you had?
Yeah, I can see the guy behind you.
Yeah. This I took from the internet,
Oh,
from
I
YouTube.
see.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
got it.
Where is this? Is this Bilbao?
It's close to Bilbao. It's in the Gacho area, a little bit northeast. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, in the Basque Country, you have these, like, you have the cities, but at the same time, it's very rural areas, and at the same time, pieces of history from Civil War, from even medieval times. So I'm trying to show them, like, it's very different from any U.S. city in that sense too. We can try the, yeah. This is taking me a little bit more time, and it's very incomplete, but for example, you have the maps of LA. These are real maps, and you get closer, you have enough resolution to really see the names and everything. In the other side, yeah, you have the first footage of LA, for example. It's this is the AI avatar, and this is 1897, and this is the very first footage we have from Los Angeles, and it's very similar time that we have the boarding houses in downtown LA. So it's contemporary almost to the Basques that are, yeah. So, and Alameda and Aliso is where these boarding houses are. Like, I'm trying to recreate in that space a little bit. Again, I have to put a little more stuff there. Hopefully I have time this couple of weeks. But yeah, if you move around, which is a kind of a museum setup here, you'll move to the pictures. Can you move there? No.
I think I have to physically
You're
move,
stuck.
but I'm gonna walk to the wall if I do that.
If you move, it will move.
I think if I have to physically move over
Okay,
there.
don't
Yeah,
don't hurt
then I
yourself.
will walk to the wall.
Jordan, do you want to try to reset the orientation?
Sure.
Wait.
Maybe I'll just step forward. Okay, there we go. Alright. It's just making me walk over there. Oh, here we go. I did need both hands.
Okay.
Okay, now we're walking.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, this is the only pictures I found of this motel, Basque Motel, and it was called Hotel Europe and Hotel Eden, and it's the building in that little edge of both pictures. To the right, yeah, that one, yeah. And if you turn around a little bit, I was lucky. I found almost pictures that correlate to each other in how you look at the street. But this is a very time-consuming process of finding. It's cool, but at the same time, it's very. And if you click, I think it's the picture in the right. That one will take you to the current location. So this is the current location. Yeah. Yeah. And nothing's left. I have to pop up information and kind of make it fun and for students. And I'm adding this little background song. But I have to manually add these 360 images. So it creates an impression of you moving around that street. But I think it's interesting to combine, like, you have the real maps, the historical documents, you have some context, and then you have reality without that context, but everything kind of complements. And going back to the same idea of, if I give them a very well-written history of LA, they might read it, but it's not the same. If I give them this, I can send them to actual database, the city directories of those years, and you can actually find the names of the people that was working as a bartender. And that's going to be the exercise for the students in this virtual reality. You can interact, I think, with voice, with this guy. I think you have to click, maybe. Is it working?
I have to unmute the microphone.
Okay.
But you could do. Push and hold A to talk to this guy. Hi.
It's not working? Oh, Yeah, one good thing that happened, one that VR works with 11 Labs, probably most of the people knows 11 Labs here. They just do text-to-speech, and they voice, AI voice, and they didn't have Basque language, and if you interact with this AI, will bring English voice when speaking in Basque, so it's not very fun. So I wrote them a couple of emails very quickly, they respond, and the next update of 11 Labs will include Basque language too. So this guy will speak in proper Basque, with intonation, with emotion. So that was a great step forward. But yeah, that you see, I mean, we're gonna have this headset if anybody wants to try them, see both projects, and you can see it's a very work in progress kind of project when I'm presenting here. But thank you, and we'll take any questions you may have.
Iker, that was wonderful. Any questions while Brian sets up? We'll have Brian come up and.
Great presentation, and a comment and a question. I think what's so cool about what you're doing is one of the critiques of AI is that it might be extinguishing languages that are, less common than English and Mandarin and some. So you're actually showing how AI can help to keep them alive and keep new people using them. My question is just, you mentioned one challenge with 11 Labs and the AI and with the Basque language. Are there other challenges and hurdles that you overcame in developing this?
When it comes down to the language, not really. AI speaks very well, Basque language, very, very well. The problem we're having in the conversation with Joe, they had the same problem, boxing AI. So I want AI to talk in a very specific level. Yeah, sorry. Because otherwise, if it jumps over the level, my students get lost, they don't understand anything. And boxing AI in that particular level in Basque is being problematic. But I think it's a general problem with AI so far. It's very hard to. We encountered these kind of problems, like 11 Labs didn't have Basque voice. And you reach the internet, there are only 2 Basque voices now I could find, only 2. In English, you have myriad. In any other language, you have them. So we're gonna have that gap all the time. But that's how important this project is, because I think we're trying to teach language in a way that in 5 years we're going to be teaching language. Yeah, and doing it in Basque is like, okay, we're there. Yeah, we're where we should be. So that's exciting. Yeah, thank you. Good question.